So right now I'm just here in the same park I usually go to. They have a bunch of, these are mango trees, and I love mango trees. These are all like a whole field full of mango trees, and I mean all of the mangoes are gone, and I found out too late that this was actually like a mango place where people come and they just pick up mangoes, or they pick mangoes, or whatever the process is. You get mangoes from here for free. It's a public area. Just know that next year when mango season hits, I will be getting a mango from here because I missed out. Today I'm going to be talking about surrendering to all of the changes that life brings, all of the obstacles, and just when it's time to just surrender and when it's time to just let go. And so what I've seen as a common trait in life is change. The fact of life is that it's always changing. Our age, our appearance, everything about us and about the world is constantly changing. Change is the only constant. And it's true that the only thing that we're always going to have in life occur to us, the only thing that we can even count on or predict on happening is something changing. And this does not mean negative or positive, good or bad. It just means that things are in a flow, things are constantly moving. And so the reason I'm making this video is because I feel like I've been going through a lot of change in my life. And so that change comes from the changes of people around me, as well as lifestyle changes. What I've been doing to help myself kind of adapt more and surrender more to these changes and just look at them from a different perspective and a more accepting mindset. And just remembering what I've already learned. This is how I see it. 1 is the lesson. 2 is to realize that there's a lesson. 3 is to learn from the lesson. And then 4 is to constantly remember that. And if you find yourself forgetting that last point to remember, then you're going to go all the way back to starting at having a lesson. So life to me is constantly keep being aware of what I can learn from, and what does this very moment mean, and what is the knowledge that it's trying to bring to me, and what can I take out of this, and then keeping that in my mind. Lately I've just been bored, happy, confused, excited, like going through all these different emotions day to day almost, it seems like. And I've been kind of trying to ground myself again, ground myself more into not just the lessons that I've learned, but also into life, into this world that I'm currently in, and remembering all the things that I already learned. At times in life we tend to drift off our path that we set for ourselves, drift off our goals. For me, and like a lot of you watching, I set a lot of spiritual wantings in my life and a lot of changes that I want to see coming to my physical body, my nutritional body, my emotional body, my energetic body. So these are places that I want to get to in the future, or things I want to move towards because I find them ideal for my life and my path. And sometimes it gets a little easy to fall off that trajectory or get lost or to forget. So back when I started my channel, I was going through a lot, and then that bottom took me to a place that I've just excelled in many different ways in my life. I was feeling a lot better. I was doing things I've never done before. I was meditating. I was reading a lot more. I've always been a bookworm, but I was reading a lot more about different types of books, like personal development was usually my go-to, or business, and then it started to be more like emotional healing, ancient wisdom, things like that. And I would study hardcore, and it got to a point where I didn't just change who I was the day before, but I was changing who I was from months before, years before. My identity was shifting at an accelerated rate. I was quickly becoming someone that I did not even know, but in a good way, almost like a person that I remembered deep inside of me. Almost like the real me was coming out, the authentic version of me, hidden layer of me that was hidden behind all of these ideologies and beliefs and religion and what I thought was right and wrong, how I viewed the world. All of these things were just masked and masked and masked. All these different things were affecting how I viewed the world, but also affecting how I acted, how I seen myself, how I seen others, in good or bad ways. I'm just saying that I was just a completely different person. For example, I was like the super shy kid. Just many different ways I was different. And so once I started to really double down and focus in my life, it began to get better when I started to do things for my energetic and spiritual body, but also for my physical body and my health. Eventually I got off that track, and little things started to fall off. Like I had deep ingrained habits that I built that began to essentially take my awareness away. So what I found was When you get deep inside of a practice, whether that's meditation, breath work, journaling, something that gets you into a flow state where you don't even realize the time, like you don't even realize that there's time, get into that flow state. I realized what I really learned out of doing all of these things that I perceive to be good for my body and for me. It brought me into presence. It brought me into awareness, something I never felt before. So when I got off the path, I was drifting out of awareness. My focus was completely destroyed. And that trickled down to all the other areas in my life. Slowly, but it definitely compounded. And then I started to find myself in a place like, wow, all of that stuff I just did, all of that stuff I just learned, this work that I put in to become a great version of me, a stronger, healthier, happier person, more adventurous person, it's all like slowly going away. Like, what are these things that I'm doing that are ruining me? Almost, you know? It's like I could see where I was and where I am, and I'm not understanding how to get there and why. Mainly what I'm referring to, there was a strong, happy feeling, strong, accepted feeling, very fulfilled, satisfied feeling inside of me that was there for about 8-9 months. And basically what I'm saying is that went away, but I still had there was still a lot of good. There's still a lot of good there. I'm just saying that it began to change. One of the reasons is because I allowed a very toxic habit to come back into my life. But now that's finally gone, and now I'm going to talk about how I am being okay with detaching from that toxic habit and surrendering to the not havingness of it, the not knowing of it, the not owning of it. And now I am able to go back to what I can be and who I was, or even excel that and become who I am meant to be. Whatever my plan is on this earth that was given to me, that I reach that by letting go and surrendering to, okay, certain people, certain things, certain lifestyles and beliefs don't have to be in my life right now. So I can let them go, and they can still be great, and I can still be great, and the world will still go around the sun. There won't be any world endings. There won't be any car crashes. There won't be nothing bad's going to happen nothing bad's going to happen to me just because I don't get what I want. We only get what we need and not what we want, whether we see that or not. There's a divine energy above us that's stronger than us and knows more than us, knows so much that the human mind cannot even conceive or understand. And that's why a lot of things that happen to us in our life, we just don't understand. So what we have to remember is just to surrender to what is given and taken from the earth and to us and to others. And that once we allow this change to constantly go back and forth, we start to flow with it. So it's like a fish trying to swim upstream. You know, you're always going to get those currents and those waves flowing back in your face, pushing you away. But when you go with the most natural alignment and movement of the universe and of the earth, then you will get all the abundance that comes with it. Doesn't mean be lazy or just accept anything. I mean, of course, this is all subjective. This isn't like one piece fits all. The main importance of this video is whatever came up in your mind when I said surrender and to change, then that's what it's for. It doesn't fit every puzzle piece. So you know in your heart what this is for, and I hope this helps you. That's what I'm practicing now, to just be okay with not having everything go my way. Be okay with not everything being aligned with my beliefs. Being okay with change. Being okay with receiving and giving. Being okay with taking and leaving. Being okay with many natural forms of yin and yang in life. And so that's just what it is. Thank you so much for watching this video.